there. Hi, everybody. It's another Saturday. Oh, I'm so happy you came and want to join a little bit of your time this weekend. I know it's cold where we are. It's about 15. I'm in Central Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and we've just been cold and we've got a lot of snow out there. For us. I know for other people it might not be, Canada or something, but it's a lot of snow for us. Now, what we're going to do here, it's going to be kind of hodgepodge laid back. I am going to show you what I've done this week with some AI apps and what I've created to help me and hopefully help my clients when they come around to creating sales page copy, lead magnet landing page copy, your thank you pages. There's a lot of copy, a lot of text you need to formulate. And I thought, hey, let's see what the AI can do to help us because it is hard to start from a blank screen, is it not? Now, what I've done, I have two. I demoed the email marketing hub a couple of weeks ago, and I created that with Cascade AI. And this week I used Base 44 and Claude to create another app. So I've got the links in the chat. You don't have to use your email or anything. I took the gateway off for you guys that you can use it for free. So there's not a charge. I just ask for an email usually. So my first one you may be familiar with. Back here, we're going to go to NDI, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the original one I created, the Email Marketing Hub, and it helps you through the 7 email frameworks that are out there that are tried and true. These are the plug and play frameworks to turn new leads into buyers. And I was quite impressed actually um, how good this came out because you can actually use this copy. It's really good. Now, I'll just go over the 7 frameworks right real quick here. You've got your delivery, quick win. You've got your mistake, myth busting, the story origin, that's about you. How to quick tutorial gets them going. Case study provides authority. Are you the person for them? Possibly a before after. And the objection crusher, this is as you're getting toward your paid offer. You're going to um, get those objections and get those front and center first of all, because if your potential customer is on the fence, you need to address the objections instead of them, you know, putting the objections back to you. And then you're going to future paste, that's your invitation. And so as you can click on any of these and you'll get a little more detail of how your email is supposed to be structured, some use cases that you can use it, and then you can come over here and we actually have some email campaigns. And it did really good. You've got your lead magnet campaign with 7 emails, your landing page. I was using the Ultimate Email Marketing Guide for that. It's got your landing page, your opt-in form. It's telling you what you need, the ingredients, and then it comes down here and starts your email sequences. It's not bad. This is not bad copy. I think you can use this. Of course, you're going to make it your own, but it's always nice to have something to start off with. And there is a structure, there's a rhyme and reason about what emails you should send, when you should send them, why you should send them, and what sequence in order to get the optimum out of your email list. So I was really impressed. I would love for you to give me some feedback on this email marketing hub. And what I want to do now, remember that this was created in Cascade. what I did this week, I ventured off into um, the what's it called? Base 44. I think it's base44.ai. I'm not sure. Might be. I'm not sure what the address is, but just Google base 44. And it is specific to creating apps. I can go over here real quick. Base 44. What is the address? I don't know who's come on. Base 44. Oh, it's base44.com. Most of them are .ai. But here it is. Base 44, start building, shape your ideas into apps that work your way. And you don't need any code. Now, I will say that if you're building an app, it would be nice if you understood some code. And since I can only say hello world in about a dozen different programming languages, I'm going to use Claude because I know that Claude understands code. So, what I did, instead of me coming over here to base 44 and struggling with, I want an app that's going to give me, landing page copy, and I want it to be in this language, this voice and this branding. And instead of doing that, which I struggle with, creating prompts. I'm more of a collaborative talk back and forth with the AI until they get something out of my brain that's usable, and then I let them take it from there. So this is what you can do with Base 44, and I will tell you, they are getting really, the AIs are getting smarter. I can tell the difference between a couple of months ago putting stuff in and now. I don't know. See, I get lost. Are we at agentic? I'm not sure what exactly, or is that what we're going toward? I know that we want to get toward quantum. That's the next big thing. I'm afraid that quantum computing may suck all the energy out of all of us because that's the only reason why they're not progressing, is because of the energy this stuff takes. That's a little scary. Take it from someone who is in the midst of data centers, and it's, now this has become an issue. Um, Communities are pushing back on the data centers. I live in Columbus, Ohio. In Ohio, this is a few months ago. In Ohio, there were something like 128 data centers in throughout the entire state. 112 of them were around the Columbus area. A lot going on here in Columbus. And there are communities that are trying to push back because we just don't know. We don't know. What we do know is that our electric bills are going up. We do know that because we can see that. So supposedly they're supposed to get in there, and these guys are supposed to pay for their own energy, which I think pay to play. Absolutely, they're the ones with the billions. We aren't. So I'm gonna jump off that soapbox, but we're gonna get back over here to base 44. I don't know what base 44 means, but it must mean something. So here we are. This is what I created in base 44. Quick copy creator. Turn your marketing ideas into copy that converts. Answer 10 questions, get landing pages, email sequences, and sales copy written for you. Start creating. Got a little more blurb down here. And this is just straight out the app. I didn't ask it for any colors. I didn't do any branding. This is straight out the app. Of course, it looks like it's an AI app because they all look alike. But this is good. This is good enough for me. So start creating. You're going to go in here, and I did get it to. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Come back here. Okay, here we are. This is my quick copy creator let me just show you. Go back a little bit, Ramona. So this is how my base 44 app looks. This is turn your marketing ideas into copy that converts. This is basically the landing page. I would promote to this landing page. You got landing page copy, email sequences, sales page outline, how it works, and that's that. So you're going to say start creating. I'm going to create a fake Jill at home.com, not a real email. And then you're going to go with these. This is your marketing copy workbook. You're going to answer these questions. And I'm not going to answer all the questions, but Claude and I came up with these based on our lead magnet workbook, which was the Easy Button formula workbook, and the story brand framework, which I love, which is what everything I create is based on. So you're going to come over here, you're going to answer 10 simple questions, who your ideal customer is. Let me see, I already have this done. So I do have this. All right, what we're going to do is, this is going to take a minute. So Claude helped me create this. I didn't take the time to do this ICA. Okay, who is your ideal customer? I'm going to get over here, and we're just going to walk through it. Okay. What's their external problem? Now remember that in the StoryBrand framework, there are 3 different problems that a person is going to experience. There's the external, which is for this new plant parent, they can't keep their plants alive, and they're getting pretty desperate. The That's the external, and then the internal is how they feel. I'm going to get this internal over here. What is the, I'm sorry, I did the internal. Now are we at the external? Let me see. Okay, the external is, and what is the internal? So we skipped the philosophical in here just to make it shorter, but there are 3. There's an internal, which is how they feel. The external is what you see, their plants are dying. And then there's a philosophical one as well in the story brand that is, why does this have to be so hard? This shouldn't be so hard, So so we're going to go back over here. We've got our internal. This isn't going to take too long. Okay, what's our internal? Let me go get it. Okay. So this is going to take a minute, but hey, I've got all the time in the world. And what is at stake if they keep this, if they don't remedy this problem? Well, their plants are going to continue to die. And we got a next section. This is only going to take a minute. What's the fast result that you can deliver? This is for a lead magnet, not so much for your paid offer, but it was still, what's the one 90% that kill? You're going to give them 3 of the major mistakes new plant parents make. And then what result can they get? Well, their plants are going to start looking a little bit better, maybe not in 48 hours, but if they move them and figure out where they're supposed to be and how much water they're supposed to have. So looking at the questions real quick. And why does this matter? Let's see, why does it matter? Okay. Well, they'll feel confident. They won't be anxious anymore. I'm just going to go yada yada yada. More so, I'm trying to let you see what the app is doing. That's why I'm going through here. So here's the bridge. Like I say, this is for a lead magnet landing page, and what would make them ask what would make them ask the next question? So, well, what if I have specific plants? How am I gonna, take care of all of them? Seems like every plant has their own, little idiosyncrasies. So what you're going to do is you're going to segue into your paid offer, which is the Plant Parent app. And then you're going to give the 3 successes that they'll get. Step 1 is, let's see what step 1 is. All you have to do is snap a photo and the AI is going to take over. You're going to get customized care schedule. Sounds pretty darn good, doesn't it? You're going to know when to water, feed, all kinds of maintenance. This is going to be a great little app. And then the third thing you're going to get, the AI will ask any questions. No more desperate Googling. So you're going to have that all right in your pocket on your phone. So now we're going to generate the copy. So let's see what we get. Okay, it may take a minute. I ain't gonna lie. It may take a minute. So there we go. That was not even a minute, was it? Okay. So here we are. We've got landing page copy. We've got thank you page copy. We've got email sequences, force sequences, and we've got a sales page outline. This sounds really good. So let's see with those inputs. And of course, there's always this thing about garbage in, garbage out, right? I'm trying to turn off my, turn my camera off for 2 seconds. There. Okay. Now you can't see me. All right. And that is fiddle in just a moment. Okay. Here I am. I'm back. Okay. So let's look over this landing page copy. Let's see. So we got a headline, and I like that you can copy it to the clipboard and you can edit it right here in the app. So stop the plant struggle, revive your green thumb in just one click. That's not too bad. I am going to go over here to my, okay, so it's going to take me a minute to get there. All right, stop killing your plants. So here we are over in Canva, and I'm going to show you what I have here. Let's see. You're just going to have to go through. So these are all my StoryBrand brand framework templates. They all have the every section is correlated to the StoryBrand framework. So that's all of them. This is our lead magnet from last week. We're going to match the landing page to this lead magnet. And I don't know if I've told you, I probably have, that I can't stand tabs. Tabs are just, I just can't stand them. If I get three tabs going, I can't stand it. It's just the craziest thing. So let's see what we got here. We've got the headline we said. Let's see what the subheadline. We're just going to go through these. And is it something that we could use? Discover the 3 common mistakes that keep your plants from thriving and learn how to fix them instantly. Okay. Now it does give the problem. And I'm going to go over here and show you. So stop killing your plants. It's not your fault. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. And this is, this is a pretty lovely looking landing page. I don't think anybody should be, all these images are grabbed from Canva. I've got the Pro, so I can or I can't, if I want to, I can use them. But I would probably change them up for a production one just because everybody can, you know, see ones that are from Canva. You might want to get something that's a little more original, like a real person here. She looks kind of fake, although she probably is a real person. But here we go. What I've got here is all you're going to do, come over here. You can grab this copy. And what Claude and I, Stop Killing Your Plants, Master It's a little bit different. So it came out a little different this time, didn't it? Stop killing your plants. That's because maybe the inputs. Okay, and what did I say? Everything is just so customizable. Stop killing your house plants. I'd like to make that 2 lines instead. Oh, come on, right there. Okay, stop killing your house plants, master plant care today. And I've already got this. Discover the 3 mistakes that kill 90% of your plants. Download now. You just change the image to whatever you want. And then what is our next section is the solution. Imagine transforming your anxiety into confidence by fixing the 3 most common mistakes that kill 90% of houseplants in their first month, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to do all that. I did mention that Claude and I determined that base, well, I'll just call this base 44 is a little bit wordy on the copy. So we tried, or Claude tried to make it more strict. And in doing that, because we wanted less words, we wanted more punchy, shorter sentences that work on a landing page. And we got it to be too strict. So it was like not giving us very much copy at all, because it was like it gave us like a 1 sentence or a 2 sentence email. And I'm like, well, we could kind of expand on that a little bit, couldn't we? So this one, but it's good to have more copy than it is less, because you can look over here and you can say the problem are your once vibrant plants turning into droopy disasters. That's kind of cool. Um, let's see, where we are you once, okay, where could we put this? We could put this, um, we could change this. Are your once, this is the problem. I'm just going to change because I did this from something else. Okay, make that. Stop killing your plants, master plant care today. I gave it the wrong one, didn't I? Okay, so the problem is I want this to be that headline over there. Oopsie. All right, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put it here. Okay, are your once vibrant houseplants turning into droopy disasters? Here's what's really happening. What is really happening? We understand. Okay, we understand the embarrassing it is to admit that you can't keep your plants alive. Okay, yellowing. I'm going to use yellowing. Are your once, here's what's really happening. So I'm just going to put this yellowing leaves. These are the problems. As you can see, there's some other problems there. Yellowing leaves, droopy. We're going to use droopy, droopy. And then what's the third thing we can use out of here? Yellowing leaves and wilting stems. Okay, we can use stems, wilting. You got yellowing leaves, droopy plants, and wilting stems. That doesn't make so much sense, but we're going to keep it, all right? And then you could always either, if you want, keep that or just delete. Oh, don't do that, Ramona. Make sure this is ungrouped. You can delete that. Now this isn't going to be the greatest. I would really take my time in real life and make this a little more cohesive, but we've got the problem. Now what we're going to get next is the solution. Imagine transforming your plants, transforming your anxiety into confidence. If I could just copy paste, okay? So imagine doing that. And then do we have anything we can use? Fix the 3 most common mistakes that kill. That can be our subheadline, that kill in the first month. Like I say, this was a little wordy, and I think this is going to be too wordy. Let me see. Do I like that? I'm going to say fix. Come on. Ah, oh my goodness. Why are you doing that? All I want to do is go here. Fix the three most common mistakes that kill 90% of houseplants in their first month. Okay, so I'd go here. I just want to make that look a little bit better. Going to center it up a little bit. There we go. Um, you notice Canva gives you all those measurements when, well, if it's equidistance here, it's equidistance that. I think that's very helpful. Okay, so we got fix three. Um, okay, we've got fix the three most common mistakes that kill 90% of house plants. Let's see. You'll finally understand why your plants are struggling. Okay, and then we're going to get what you'll get. That can be down here. Oh, that can actually be part of the what you'll get. So that would become what you'll get, a step-by-step guide. Then you'll get a clear understanding of your plant specific needs, and then peace of mind that comes from feeling confident. Okay, I could do that. I could go identify the mistakes, what you'll get. Identify, oh my God, identify mistakes. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm going to just start reading it because wrong one. I'm over here. Okay, so you have the solution. What you'll get is the 3 steps, which we would put over here. You're always going to put, you know, the empathy, you picture of yourself possibly. And I get it. I've watched too many friends give up. You always want to let your potential customers or clients know that you've been where they are. And that's just that empathy just makes them feel like, okay, she's probably the right one for me because she's been there and she's explaining to me all the troubles that she had. That works like a charm. That is as effective on landing pages and sales pages as testimonies and testimonials and use cases, if not more, because they just want somebody that's been there. They don't want somebody that has, you know, a computer science, master's, majors, doctorate, whatever, to come. They don't want that person because that person, they can't relate to that person. They want the person that has had the same problems as they have. So you've got that. And then social proof you may or may not want to use on a landing page, but this is part of the story brand. And then you've got your testimonials. Download the most common mistakes new plant parents make. You'll discover. Okay, we got that. There's a guarantee. And I'm not going to do the whole thing because this is for an entire um, one-page website. But I am going to publish it real quick because I mean this stuff I don't know how much easier you can get with a website or a landing page. I know that people I know that I want to use I always want to use let me turn my face off so you can see that. Um, hold on. Okay. So if that's not a nice, you know, landing page, you can use that for your landing page. You can use that for your uh, one page website. And I suggest one page websites. I know it's hard to get used to, but going back here, there. I suggest one page websites because everybody's scrolling. We used to say, your most important stuff is above the fold, which this would be considered above the fold. Above the fold, for you really young folks that have never had newsprint on your hands, depending on how how much money your local newspaper had. Some, used higher quality print than others, but above the fold was the most important headline when the newspaper was folded because people that as soon as they unfolded the paper because it came in. I'm not going to go that far into it because if you don't know about newspapers and how they were delivered to people, then you need to watch Leave It to Beaver. They get the newspapers thrown on the porch, yada, yada, yada. But that above the fold was before they unfolded the paper. That was the biggest headline. But now a lot of people still refer to it as above the fold, but it's actually stop the scroll. You want them to stop because they're going to land on your page on their phone, and you got to stop the scroll. If you're advertising, if you're on social media and you've got some ads or even organic posts, you've got to stop the scroll. You've got to stop killing your houseplants. Master Plant Care today. I am killing my houseplants. Let me see what this person has to, gonna go over to the landing page. Then they're gonna see this and they say, oh, yeah, this is just like me. So you've got to stop the scroll. So, with that being said, we're going to go back over here and we got our 3 steps. Let's see how the thank you page. I just want to show you. And like I say, it's the inputs that are going to make the copy as good as it can be. It's the same old adage of garbage in, garbage out, which we started. This is same, just like computers, garbage in, garbage out. You really have to think about who your ICA is, your ideal customer avatar. You really have to think about what you're delivering. Go with those 3 non-negotiables that we went over a couple weeks ago. Test your lead magnet with those 3 non-negotiables. Are they going to get a quick win? Can they consume it in 10 minutes? Can they implement it in 24 to 48 hours? And is there a bridge? Is there a bridge to your paid offer? Because if there's not, then the lead magnet has not done its job. So here we are. We've got a thank you page. Thank you for joining our plant parenting community. You're one step closer. What's next? You're giving them the expectations, which is part of the 7-step framework over there in the email marketing hub. Let's see what's next. Your journey to plant parent success is about to begin. Keep an eye on your inbox. Like I say, this is next expectations. With the right guidance, you can turn your plant care experience from frustration into joy. While you wait, check your email for helpful tips and resources that are coming down the pike. Let's see. Meanwhile, if you're wondering how to tailor care for your unique plan, here's the bridge. Stay tuned. We'll soon introduce to you our Plant Doctor app. So this is building personal AI powered assistant. And let's see what the 4 emails are giving you. All right, so welcome to the plant journey. Looking good. Welcome to our plant loving community. You're welcoming them to help you get started. We want to share the 3 common mistakes. Okay. By implementing these today, okay, I'm finding something. This is email. This is supposed to be the delivery, and they're not giving you the link to the lead magnet. So that's a little bit of probably garbage in, garbage out. So we didn't specify that. Let's see. You're not alone is the next email. We know it's hard. Let's see. Remember a struggle. Focus on learning and understanding. Okay. What's next for your plants? I think this is the bridge because we're talking about the plant doctor here. Okay. And I know. Look at me. I didn't put that back on. Oh well. That's okay. It's all right. Everything's okay, right? So what's next for your new plants? And then we're on 3. Let me see what the next one. They're not bad. Unlock your plant's full potential. And this is ready to take the next step. They are going to check out the app. And then you've got sales page outline. Let's see what that looks like. You got sales page outline, transform your home into lush oasis. You got a subheadline. You got the problem. Again, I'm just checking if it's adhering to the story brand framework. You got the problem, the external problem, the internal problem, the stakes. Yep, the solution, how it works. You're telling it how it works, what's included, all that. Who's this for? That's definitely who's this for, who's this not for. It's included the FAQs and then your final CTA. And then, of course, the app will let you download all the copy in a text format. But that's a pretty good, that I like that sales page could be used. It's definitely adhering to the story brand framework, and we didn't actually tell it to make the sales page, but it did, and I think it did a pretty good job. So this is base 44. I do believe that it could, Claude and I could refine this a little more. What I would do is I would go back over to Claude and see. Claude has my brand brain. Think it has. It better have my brand brain because I'm halfway to my file quota. But no, Claude has my brand brain, which is just about everything. And then it has instructions on what the voice is supposed to be. Um, and this again, this is, if I don't know where we go agentic, maybe I should just, because I keep hearing it. So let's figure out what it is. Agentic AI. What is? I'm just going to get a proper definition. Agentic AI. So are we there? Our agentic AI solutions meet clients where they are. I just want to know what we're saying. Agentic AI versus traditional. Gosh darn it. I know I could, I'll just ask Claude. Just real quick. What is agentic AI? Very quickly, that was easy, right? And I know I should have said be brief. Oh God, I should have said be brief. These AIs, don't they just vomit information out to you, and you always have to say, please be brief. You know, at one time I did something, and we were gonna start the project, and it gave every little piece of the project, and I was like, not yet. Not yet. Let's do it step by step. So let's see. We got an agentic AI simple explanation. Refers to AI systems that can act independently to achieve goals you give them, rather than just responding to single prompts. Okay, so we're not quantum yet. We're not quantum, but they can act independently. So that's what our AI agents are, and ChatGPT calls them GPTs, do they not? So, yes, these are acting on independently because it went out there and it created that copy. So, we are at agentic. The key difference is traditional AI. We're calling it traditional because it was only a couple months ago, right? Well, has it been 2 years? Maybe it has been 2 years so far. I just want to check here real quick. Okay. Let's see. AI. Okay, the difference. Traditional AI, like most ChatGPT interactions, you ask a question, it responds. You give a task, it completes that one task. Each interaction is separate. Agentic AI is, you set a goal, it figures out the steps needed, it makes decisions along the way, it uses tools, searches for information, and adjusts its approach. It keeps working until the goal is achieved. Okie dokie. Okay, well so we are in the agentic mode because I'm giving it a goal of, we want landing page copy, thank you page copy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we're giving them that goal. They're going out and they're searching. And they're doing a pretty good daggum job. Um, they are giving what has just been fed to them. The AI can't really give anything back that isn't out there already. So you realize that it's a mashup of, a lot of copywriters. But this is what I came over here for. Thank you, Claude. Monsieur Claude. Monsieur Claude. Isn't Claude kind of a French name? I keep calling it Monsieur. Um, I don't like to call them, I don't want to humanize them. A lot of people do humanize them and give them names. I think Claude is fine. My journal is called Rosebud, but that's the name of the app. I didn't give it a special name. So I do try and still say it, they. Um, there may be a time when I start saying, hey, him, her, whatever. But for the instructions, this is pretty cool. This is where you really can teach the AI what you want it to do. Now, I told it, and this is kind of an agentic um, example here. I told it that I wanted it to write according to the masters of advertising, the greatest minds, which are David Ogilvy, Hopkins, I don't know what his first name was, uh, Leo Burnett in Chicago, Halbert, Sugarman, Kennedy. Those were direct. Yep. Sometimes I didn't even read that, but they're the direct response. They're the direct mail um, copywriters, greats. So what it did is it actually took all those guys and it said for for research in psychology, use Ogilvy's style. Ground every claim in research and testing. Lead with consumer benefit, not features. Leo Burnett, and Wells. Lawrence, emotional resonance. Create memorable characters and narratives that connect. Tap into universal human truths and desires. So, this is the way it's supposed to be creating my copy. And then it also knows to create my copy is casual, a little bit, I use slang. I definitely don't use a lot of big words, but I'm always kind of a tongue in cheek, playful, and it knows that. So far, we've been getting pretty good results. So, as I say, these are just tidbits every week that I'm giving you. And let's see, I'm really at time, 45 minutes is enough. I put the links to both those apps. Feel free to play with them and give me some feedback, please. Tell me if they help at all. I'm just gonna before we jump off, I'm just going to go back to, oh boy, where's he at? I'm gonna go back to the email marketing hub, and I put the same prompt in that I gave to the base 44. Okay, so see, I put the plant parent analogy, 10 questions. I put the same prompt in, and then it doesn't have any, this one, Cascade. Oh, it has my brand brain too. So here's a tight delivery, quick win email you can plug. Okay, you can use this, the lead magnet, subject of it's giving ideas. 3 silent plant killers you can fix today. I did not, that's okay. Does it always go down to the bottom? Did I do that? I don't know. I may have done that, but if you go way up to the top, okay, just don't touch anything. Subject ideas, the email body, if you ever bought a new plant, you're not a plant killer. Okay, it's got the steps. Make one tiny change today is step 2. Step 3. Okay, now it's got that's a really long, I'm sorry. I keep changing, don't I? This is giving a really long email for the delivery, but it's very specific. It's even going into the bridge. And if you can, it says tighten this for SMS length. Oh, it's asking me. I can tighten it. I can turn this into a 3 email micro sequence. Okay. Subject ideas again. Okay, step one. All right, this is kind of cool. I mean, it's 2026. Let's not start from scratch anymore. And if you're not using AI, I know a lot of people, oh, fun fact, it's not a fun fact. Um, Females, and I think I've got this stat right, females are 25% less, are using AI 25% less than men. They're getting left behind in that. Think about it. You got to pay to play. You use, you use or you lose. Let's think about it that way. We've had STEM classes now for I don't know how long, and women still seem to be left behind. We have not gotten parity on wages. I know I am on a soapbox now. I might stay there for a few minutes because when I used to go in, I'm not even going to say how many years ago it was, when I used to go into conferences and trade shows, and we were selling computer aided design software, AutoCAD, Autodesk. It was maybe 10% women were in those heralded rooms, right? And it's still parity. It's still, I went, I haven't been to a conference for a while, but the last one I went to was still about 25% women, barely 25%. This is unacceptable. You guys got to get on, you got to get on the bandwagon. And this AI, you cannot afford to get left behind. I'm not in the job pool. Thank God. My my best if used by date is rapidly approaching. But if I was in the job market, I would be a little bit scared because you don't know where you're supposed to put your energies, but you at least need to understand the AI and you at least need to be using it. And the more you understand it, the higher up you're going to get. So I think we're in a weird case where a lot of jobs are going to be lost, but I don't like hearing that women are using it 25% less than men. I don't want that, get going. Get going, girls, women, let's go and make this you got to do it because otherwise you're going to be out of a job, and the truth of the matter is I don't hear governments talk about what they're going to do with the masses. I hear governments and I hear corporations talk a hell of a lot about how AI is going to benefit them, how much money they are going to invest in AI, how much money they are going to invest in the infrastructure. And this is billions and billions and billions and billions on the daily. People are throwing that kind of money around. But I don't hear governments or corporations saying what they are going to do for the masses. What how is this AI going to help the rest of us? We know it's going to help 1%. How's it going to help the rest of us? And you need to start listening. You need to start listening and hearing, are they saying anything about how this is going to help us? Because if they're not, they're just we're SOL. We're shit out of luck. I'm sorry. If that's their plan, we don't know what their plan is, but I don't hear enough about how people are going to get transitioned. I don't. I don't. And don't think about, they keep saying, well, other jobs are going to be created. Other jobs are going to be created that the robots and AI can do. So, hey, I'm going to cut this down because I could talk about this. Don't let me get on a soapbox. That's not a good thing. So, try out my apps, and if you want, go and create your own app because it's fun. It's fun. By next week, I'll have another app created. So, hey, enjoy the weekend. Super Bowl's tomorrow. Nope, it's Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny concert tomorrow, and there's a football game. I hear. I don't even know who's playing, but I will be there for Bad Bunny. So, ta ta.